All right, let me ask you a question. Are you absolutely fed up and frustrated with dieting and going on these workout programs and not getting the results, not being able to make this stuff stick long term? I know you're tired of that. And I'm pretty sure the reason why you haven't been able to find success and make these habits stick is you're missing one crucial piece of the process. And in this video, I'm going to give you some perspective shifts, and I'm going to give you that last piece of the puzzle that's going to give you access to the body of your dreams, that's going to give you access to the consistency that you've been trying to achieve for the last God knows how long, right? 10 years for some of us. So watch this video to the end, because I promise you it's going to change everything for you. All right, before we jump into it, please do me a favor. Just hit the like button for your boy right now. I'm gonna give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, thank you. Thank you in advance. Anyway, let's jump right into it. Before we get into the actual game-changing perspective shifts, I gotta lay a foundation here. Let me tell you about the day that completely changed everything in my journey. I had come home from a 12-hour shift, and I was sitting on the couch. I had plans to go to the gym, and for some reason, I could not muster up the energy to get my ass off the couch to get to the gym. I stared at my gym bag across the room, and everything in me was like, man, you know what? Fuck this. I don't want to do it today. Can you relate to that? I know I'm not the only one who's felt that feeling before. In my head, I had all of the excuses in the world. Bro, you just worked 12-hour shift. You need to relax, blah, 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 blah. So I just continued to watch TV, and I came across a story on the news as I was flicking through the channels. It was about an ex-football player who had suddenly lost his limbs. And he said something, and they was interviewing him, right? Because he turned into a motivational speaker. So this guy who lost his limbs, he turned into a motivational speaker, and they were interviewing him. And I swear to God, it felt like he was talking directly to me. He says, listen, if you have legs, if you have the ability to exercise, to move your body, to walk, I don't want you to squander that. I want you to take advantage of your privilege to move, because I would give anything to switch places with you right now. And in that moment, his message hit me so hard. And all of a sudden, I experienced this like perspective shift. Now, all of a sudden, I had energy in my body. I now had the energy that I 5 minutes ago claimed that I did not have. And I was able to get my ass up, grab my gym bag, and go to the gym. Let me tell you something. Experiencing yourself feeling stuck on the couch, claiming you have no energy, only to experience a message that puts energy in your body, changes your thoughts in that moment, and now all of a sudden, you're on your way to the gym. And that changed me forever. So I went to the gym, and at the time, and I know this was God's work, I was reading this book, Atomic Habits. And in the book, he spoke about this concept. It was called identity-based habits. Now, I'm going to teach you what I learned that day about identity-based habits, because this absolutely changed everything for me. And I hope you guys are taking some notes here. Okay, so it starts with our identities, right? We have these goals. We have this vision for this body that we want. Your identity is basically who you believe you are. Your attitudes, your belief systems, your thought patterns, this creates your identity. Next comes your thoughts, right? From your identity comes your thoughts. If you believe you are a gangster, you're going to think about robbing people. How you think about food and exercise, in particular when it comes to this weight loss mission, right? How you think about eating healthy, how you think about going to the gym. What is your attitude about it? How do you position that in your mind? Identity, who you believe you are, your thoughts, how you think about a thing. Next comes your actions, because your identity inspires your thoughts inspire your actions, and your actions are basically your daily habits and your daily choices. What do you do every day? From that comes the results, the body and the lifestyle you create. Now, I'm going to explain this in a different way. A lot of us believe this is how it goes. You do a thing, diet and exercise, then you have the body of your dreams, and then you become this fit person. That's how we think it happens. You do the thing. You exercise, you go on a diet, you hire a coach, you do this, and then you get the body, and then boom, I am Mr. Fit Person. I am Mr. Confident Person. When that is not how this shit works. This is how it works. You be first. You have to mentally become a fit person if you ever want your body to follow. It all starts with the mind, your identity, who you think you are. You start by, even before you get the body. Now, I know how hard this may sound. Trust me, I get it. But that moment on the couch and learning about this identity-based behavior thing changed everything for me. So from that day, I said, hey, you know what? I have to start thinking and being a fit person now. I have to make decisions as if I am already fit. That's when it inspires the doing. The diet and exercise is coming from a place of, no, I am doing a thing that aligns with my identity. I am now a fit person. Even though I may be in this big body, and trust me, I was 360 pounds. And I told myself, I am a fit person. I decided to take on the identity, and it was tough at first. Let me be very clear. I understand how crazy this sounds to you. It was tough, but I knew that the person that I was currently in this moment that created that 360-pound body, the way that he thought, his beliefs, his attitudes, it wasn't going to create the body that I wanted. I understood that in that moment. So I had to train myself to think differently, and I'm going to give you examples. I'm going to give you very detailed examples on how you can think differently. So with that said, I want to teach you how to reframe thoughts. If you perceive the thought or the action in a positive way, it's going to inspire motivation. It's going to give you energy. But if you perceive the thing with a negative thought, it's going to discourage you. It's going to deter you from doing the action. Look at this example here. Two very different ways to say the same exact thing. Oh man, I have to work out today. Think about what type of energy, what type of emotion that puts in your body when you say, damn, man, I got to work out today. Versus saying, yo, I get to work out today. I know I'm tired, but I have legs. I get to work out today. Very different experience. Same idea, stated differently. You need to learn how to reframe these thoughts in a way that inspires you to move instead of discouraging you. What happens if you don't reframe? You will stay stuck forever. If you continue to try to go on these diets and these exercise programs without shifting the mind, you're going to be stuck on a hamster wheel. I guarantee you. If you continue to look at exercise as punishment, if you continue to look at eating healthy as some sort of sacrifice, you're going to stay stuck. Okay, now let's get into some actual examples of thoughts. Now, let me know if you guys can relate to these thoughts. I have about 8 of them. This whole idea about being on a diet, this is the first one. This is the first very cancerous thought. That idea is based on restriction. And when you think about being on a diet, it doesn't make you excited. It makes you feel like you're having to give up something. Like there are some restrictions on you. We don't like restriction because eating healthy is not about restriction. And if in your head it's about restriction, you're not going to stick with it. You have to reframe I'm on a diet to I'm learning to love the foods that love me back. Now that is a very different perspective on the same exact thing, right? Instead of saying, oh shit, I'm on a diet, I can't eat that. You're saying, hey, you know what? I'm learning to choose the foods that nourish my body. Two very different perspectives on the same exact idea. Another thought that feels restrictive. Another thought that limits us in some way. It doesn't empower us. What if you chose to say, I am choosing something better? Instead of saying, I can't have that. No, I am choosing something better. The first thought is restrictive. The second thought is empowering. I am choosing something better for myself instead of a thought that feels restrictive. Another example, I messed up. How many times have you said this to yourself? Oh man, I messed up this weekend. You got to cut that shit out. You have to remove that thought from your head anytime it pops up, right? Because every mistake is a chance to learn, right? So instead of saying I messed up, say I gained experience. Two very different perspectives, two very different ways to view the same exact thing. Shift your focus from guilt to growth. Powerful stuff here. Next one. I don't have time for exercise. Listen, exercise is not a time waster. It's an investment into the version of yourself that you are trying to become, right? So you can't think about it that way. Think about it like this. I'm prioritizing my health. This helps you see exercise as self-care, which makes it more valuable and essential in your head. If something feels valuable and essential, you're way more likely to do it compared to if it feels like a chore that you kind of got to find time. No, you got to prioritize this. You don't say, I don't have time to eat. I don't have time to breathe. Exercise got to be put in that same category. Exercise is punishment for what I ate. No, exercise is a celebration of what my body can do. Again, very different perspectives, same thought. Losing weight takes too long. Every step is progress. I'm depriving myself. No, I'm protecting my future self from my bad habits today. Two very different perspectives. I'm too tired to exercise. Exercise will boost my energy. Now, the key here, guys, is to catch these thoughts when they pop up. You have to notice when you're having a thought that creates a negative emotion in your body or frames something in a way that doesn't feel good. So you have to understand you have the power to change your perspective, to focus on things in a different way. And how you receive it, right? Let's go back to this slide right here. Your thought will create your action, right? So if your thought is something heavy, it's something restrictive, it's something negative, then you're not going to feel inspired to move. But if you can take that same thought and reframe it to something powerful, it's going to inspire you to take the action, the right action that keeps you on the path to your goals. This path, right? This journey you're on is bumpy. The road is bumpy. It's not about perfection. It's about focusing on the day-to-day choices, the moment-to-moment thoughts, catching thoughts that do not align with this identity that you are trying to form for yourself. Because the identity is made up of thoughts. That's it. Your identity is basically made up of the thoughts that you think about things or yourself every single day. Your attitudes, your beliefs. So in order to change your identity, you just have to change the way you think. And in order to change the way you think, you have to be aware of what you're thinking. And when you're thinking thoughts that doesn't align with the identity that you're building for yourself, you have to reframe those thoughts. You have to choose another thought once you catch it. And these were the examples, right? Healthy eating is expensive. If you think that, you got to reframe that. No, I'm investing in my most valuable asset, which is my health, right? It's about reframing the way you think. I want you guys to take action on this today. Big, powerful tool that I use to help me reframe, to help me build the awareness around these thoughts is journaling, is mindfulness. And I actually have a mentorship program where I'm teaching you guys how to adopt these habits, how to change the way you think. So if you're tired of experiencing the same frustrations, right? You've been on this roller coaster of dieting and exercising for a few weeks, and then you fall off and then you gain weight. And if you're tired of that and you know you need some guidance, you need the information, you need the accountability, I want you to sign up for my Mindful Muscle Mentorship Program. It's completely free. But if you're at the space in your journey where you're ready to invest in support and you want to become a part of a community or you want to hire me one-on-one, then I want you to sign up for a discovery call. The link is in the description below. Remember, guys, the body that you want is owned by a higher version of yourself. So evolve. Peace.